what's up? Today I'm going to show you what you need to do to beat Doors Flow to the Mines. First, as you can see, there's a generator and you need light bulbs for it. So you just kind of need to look for them, okay? Like that. Okay, found all 3 light bulbs. So now it's time to go back and put them in the generator. And you just need to hold for each one. You turn on the generator and then you go back to the door. That is mechanic 1 completed. This is pretty much another version of keys. You click the button and because you powered the generator, it powered the button. The second main mechanic is minecarts. You can push them out, and screech is also everywhere. But well, you can push them and there it can break the planks for you, letting you through to the next door. Those are the main 2 mechanics done. Some items come from floor 1 and are exactly the same, so I'm just going to quickly list those before we get into the new ones. The lighter is first, the band-aid is second, the flashlight, very useful, the battery, the vitamins, the shears, and the crucifix, but it's very rare. The glow stick is interesting. You throw it and then it emits light. Not forever, but enough for you. You pick up bandages and then you can use them later. Neat. Store batteries and then you use it later. The items I've covered so far are very common, but these next few are quite rare and you'll find them in some unnumbered rooms that look like this garden. You need the shears and you'll find these rare items inside of those chests with vines along with others. The strap light is interesting. You can have a light while holding another item. Honestly, not very useful. The bulge light is very simple. All it does is it's just a bigger flashlight. Yeah, there's nothing else. Honestly, pretty good. Also, as you can see on the bottom, it has a lot of battery. We'll talk about this later, okay? The laser pointer is a worse flashlight, but it has another feature. Yeah, thank you. I'll talk about what he does later. Except there's a little flaw with the laser pointer, and it's because the bulge light and the regular flashlight also stun Skiggles. Entities are interesting. I'll split them into 4 parts. The first one is entities that come from floor 1 with no changes. Second one is entities that come from floor 1 but are changed. Third are new ones. And fourth are the mini bosses and final boss. Starting with the ones that come from floor 1. We have Screech, Hide, Dupe, Rush, Figure. Timothy. Ambush. Glitch. Shadow. Jeff. Guiding Light. Dread. Jack. And Void. Now we have the entities from floor 1, but are changed. And by entities, I mean entity. And that entity is Eyes. Eyes now teleports across the room, as you can see. Giggle is interesting. As you saw in the laser pointer part, you can stun him with a flashlight type. But you can also just do that and stun him. But now, the question we've all been waiting for. What happens if you actually walk under Giggle? You take a bit of damage, as you can see on the bottom left, but then he gets kicked into oblivion. The fire dam is kind of a room, not an entity, but it can kill you, so I count it. Just don't stay in it for too long. And don't use a light source. Don't use any type of light source when they're around, or they'll attack you. If you hide in any place, in this case a sewer thingy, he'll appear after you leave. If you enter again, he damages you. Now, I separated this from regular hide because I think he's enough different. So, the Seek Chase in floor 2 is quite neat. There are 2 Seek Chases. The first one starts at door 140 and the second one at door 190. You're going to be jumping in both of them. Now, the second one is just 10 doors of jumping through the sewers, but this first one is a bit more diverse. You need to follow the guiding light, and you need to jump where the guiding light tells you. Make sure not to go the incorrect path, otherwise Seek will catch you. Also, make sure not to miss your jumps, otherwise you just die. You also need to crouch, which I think is quite cool. Needs a version of established gameplay from the first floor. Now, this is the farthest I've ever gotten. I mean, not that, but I'll explain it later. So, after 5 doors of jumping or so, you're going to reach door 145. And then, hey look, it's the last jump, but where's the guiding light? Yeah, you miss it. But this is intended, don't worry. Then you fall into the second half, which takes place in the minecart. You need to crouch under these wooden planks. And also you need to lean the minecart, kind of like in Rainbow Friends. And also if there's a full board of planks, you don't need to do anything, as the minecart will just break through it. Sometimes you'll go outside of like a structured part, and this part's much more difficult as there are no arrows. So you actually need to focus on where the guiding light shows you. And then you need to react, obviously. Overall, I think the difficulty jump from the floor 1 Seek Chase and the floor 2 Seek Chase is pretty fair. Obviously, this Seek Chase is much more difficult than the first one, but it's enough. But it is difficult enough to make him more interesting, but also it isn't too difficult, as we'll get into later. So after 5 doors of the minecart, you'll get to door 149 and you'll beat the Seek Chase. I've never actually beaten door 150, so you know what, I'm just going to let the video talk for me. It's just so luck based with where the anchors and grumbles go. The anchors can spawn in such difficult locations. That first one though is always guaranteed to spawn there, but then all the others can spawn in the worst locations.
And then the grumbles, don't get me started on the grumbles. At least for like Figure, you can like crouch to not get noticed by him. But Grumble, he just eats you up. There's 4 of them. By the end, there's 4 of them, and you just need to get in one of the small rooms to avoid them. Yes, it's a very dumb gimmick, I know. And honestly, I just dislike this door. Honestly, door 200 is easier than this. So I'm just going to let the video explain it for you. The final boss is Seek in the Dam. He first rises up, and what you need to do is he has 3 phases, and that's indicated by how he's drained. This is the first phase. There are some platforms, and you need to jump through to turn 2 valves to turn him into his second phase. As you can see, again, this footage is not mine because I've never gotten this far, because door 150 is luck based. So you just kind of need to yeet yourself across and close the 2 valves. Okay, so now that's the second phase of the fight. He got a new ability where sometimes he'll just get a hand out of the Seek goop and he'll just smash one of the platforms. So be aware of this attack because, as you can see, there it goes. This time you need to close 4 valves to get into the last phase. And this is the last phase. In the last phase of the fight, as you can see, he throws a Seek worm at you that can land anywhere. The way you can avoid this is by just keep it moving. Never stop, otherwise the worm may catch you. after the last bulbs are hit, you beat Damseek. But there's just one little problem. But we'll get into that later. You need to do a generator room to be able to finally escape from the mines. And yeah, it's pretty difficult to find all of them in such a room. I guess that's it for today's video. So I hope you liked this video. And bye bye. I'll probably make another video on those very soon.